Hello dear viewer and welcome back to Dark Deity on Steam with me, Jalanon, at Lunar Nebula Gaming. We are apparently at the top of the stairs now, though it appears there are more stairs in the background. Joy. And Alden is commenting on this. Sheesh, this is worse than walking to Kirch.
Sergeant's beard.
I'm just glad to have my feet back on the slope. Multiple bodies and a soul anchor. Something right unnatural about that. What did Agmenos mean by this ritual? Empyrean's ascent. It's a grim thought, but we must consider the possibility that Empyrean knows more of this rite of ascension than we do.
Wasted time.
He may even be attempting it himself. I only wish the Order had gotten word to us in time.
The Order.
That must be it. Was it Vesta? Irving, you remember Cosmere. He was a member of the Third Circle of the Order who mentioned it to us. He spoke of a disgruntled student, Atlas Shale. This Empyrean must have once been known by that name. He must have stolen the account of the ritual from our archives. That would explain his expulsion. And what of this talk of the aspects? That we brought them to him like dogs. Think about it. The Order was formed as a separate body from the Mystic Council to protect the aspects, and apparently to guard the knowledge of this ritual. And Monroe, get that book out of my face. They have to be connected somehow. The Calamity must have proved the aspects were more powerful than anyone imagined. We know they allow divine power to manifest in the living world. Perhaps this is why they're needed for this rite of ascension, to serve as a kind of power source. Gods, if that's true, we really have played right into Empyrean's hands. If this sorcerer ascends to godhood, he'll be no friend of ours in Astralis.
I'm afraid not.
But that's just it. The last time the ritual was tried didn't work. Then what did it do? It caused the Calamity. What?
That's right.
The Rite of Ascension caused the Calamity. That's what connects all this. The Order, the aspects, the guarded archives. If I'm understanding this right, you're saying we're on the brink of destruction so astronomical it risks wiping any record of civilization clean off the face of Terra's Ale.
See it now?
I am.
You what?
By the Abyss. All the more reason to continue upwards, with haste. Okay then. So we've got 6 first weapon tokens and 1 weapon 4 token and 15k. This might be the final battle, who knows? It's the darkest hour, so makes me think it is. What to do first? First we talk. Yoink. Time to talk. Maeve. No longer bugged, I hope? So it really was Atlas the whole time. It is a shame. I had hoped otherwise. You feel connected to him, don't you?
If you must know.
In a sense, I do. He is a relic of an older age, someone born to powers greater than any mortal should need to control. That his goes so far beyond my own is frightening.
Most unfortunate.
Sad. It's tragic, truly. I've struggled for nearly half a millennium to keep my powers in check at all times. I cannot begin to imagine holding as much magic as he does. It must be agony. He has not always held it in check. Yet the level of destruction he is truly capable of has not been seen. Even the story from Aramor isn't the extent of his capabilities. I think what you are feeling I will never be able to understand, Thalenel.
Acceptable.
I think of him and see a murderer, a tyrant, someone who has orchestrated the deaths of thousands. He is those things and more. He must be stopped, and I will not hold back in doing so. That does not change that I feel sorry for him. Can you imagine surpassing all of your mentors as a mere child, to know that there is no one alive who can teach you? The extent of his loneliness must have been profound. Before he even reached adulthood, he was alone. He made that choice himself. They tried guiding him. They tried to control him, Maeve. The two are not the same. And he resented them for it. As many would. Interesting point. Alright then. Fenton. Uh-oh. Sophia. Faust. Okay, well, not working, apparently. Alright, Thalenel. Corbin. You mentioned before that you have entered a soul anchor. Yes, this was not my first encounter with such a thing. You mentioned that it is forbidden to speak of. I would like to hear and record the story. I promise you that I will not allow its release until after you have fasted. I understand that I am asking something that goes against your code. No, I will do this. I have lived 1,000 legendary moments, none of which have been recorded.
Perhaps I can help.
This story deserves to be heard, knowing that someone may draw courage from it in the future. That is enough to bypass my code.
Very well.
Please, go ahead. Nearly 3 centuries ago, I was contracted as a bodyguard for a powerful councilman in Naja, someone who had aggravated the wrong mystics. This man, who shall remain nameless, became my friend. We spent every waking moment together, as the threats to his safety were constant. He was the first outside of my home that I grew to respect. He taught me of the world, opened my eyes to the prejudice I saw other cultures with. He changed the course of my life, and in doing so, saved the lives of many others.
Most unfortunate.
When the attack came, it was furious. I was yet to achieve the peak of my abilities, and could not hold them off. He was taken. The mystic who was after him had prolonged his life, much like I believe Akmanos had done, consuming souls of the wealthy. Wealthy? Healthy? I wonder. She had painted wealth as the peak of evil, and used that sentiment to feed an evil of her own. I would not allow my friend to suffer the same fate as his predecessors. No, wealthy, okay?
It's in my blood.
I share a deep bond with my wife, Alethos, one bound by the ancient magic of our blood. We can communicate over long distances, and she strengthens me in times of need. I gave chase to the mystic, who fled into the anchor. Still, I chased. I was consumed by the magic of the stone. Alethos was my link to the mortal plane. With me as if they are in body and soul. She linked our minds, and I believe our souls as well in that moment. It gave me enough time to march to my friend, who I dragged out, ragged and out of his mind. We escaped the anchor, and he lived a long life. He never regained control of his mind. The power of my bond with Alethos was all that allowed me to retain my sanity and mortality when I entered the anchor. I'm not sure that any other could have survived the power of the artifact. It was my proudest moment when I found the will to sacrifice my own life to save a man who I owed nothing. I have tried to live up to it since.
This would make for a fine tale.
A beautiful story. One with a final note. When I returned to Falderon, I found Alethos had slipped into a deep coma, awakening several weeks after my return. Even with a magic-strengthened bond and the most powerful blood on Terrazale, that anchor nearly killed both myself and Alethos. Incredible. Are you all right? I am saddened. Our bond is weakening as we age, and I travel further. We cannot commune as we once did. The lack of her presence now is like missing an arm. I'm so sorry.
So it shall be.
Don't be. We have lived 400 beautiful years together. All things must end in time. You have lived a beautiful life. Indeed. Well then, Ren, you have much talking to do apparently? Finally, one who won't scoff at my line of work. Took us long enough.
What do you mean?
You're a what work? Something like that. Where did you operate? Vorin. You? Halfin?
Halfen.
Yes, though I knew many who traveled to Vorin in search of better work. There's definitely no shortage of it. I'll never forget one of my first jobs. Picked up a second client along the way. Same target, too.
I'm impressed.
Impressive. Or fortunate. Neither, more likely. In a city like Vorin, that's not so uncommon. I was weaseling my way through some lesser-known passages when I found a nobleman's wife with her paramour. She offered to pay me good money to keep quiet, and better money to make sure her husband would, too. In a permanent sense. Turns out, he was my target in the first place. 2 fish with 1 spear. Precisely. What about you? I'm sure a man from the underside of Hal Finn has a few good stories.
Not possible.
As long as they live, I'll never disclose details about my clients. Psh, really? Afraid I'll go peddling your dirty laundry? I might have trouble finding work with a reputation like that. It's against our code.
Whatever you say.
How boring.
Infuriating.
I'm a professional, not an entertainer. No kidding. Okay. Do I know you from somewhere? You stare with recognition.
No.
I don't know you, but I know men like you. Then you stare with mistrust. The more a man sees of the world, the less trusting he becomes. If you know men like me, and you are none of Halfen, you must be from Carmont.
Indeed.
Your guess would be correct.
Yes.
I have many friends who have found gainful employment there.
Troubling.
And I have many friends who might have perished at their hands. Unfortunate. For your friends. Not for mine. No, not for yours. Do you resent them? The assassins? Of course. That's only natural.
What do you mean?
They are merely tools. You should resent the hands that wield them. Well, I'm certainly in no hurry to pardon their sponsors. But you do not respect my profession.
Disgraceful.
An assassin has no honor.
You're mistaken.
There is honor in skill. Perhaps in your eyes, some have higher standards. Nevertheless, I've seen your work. You are quite skilled. While we share this road, you have my allegiance.
The hunt is on.
And you have my blades.
Good man.
Good. Just keep them away from my back. Okay. Lincoln trying to get along with people. Okay, Bianca. The High Moon Moth.
Huh?
That is my calling card. The High Moon Moth.
Who'da thunk?
I guess I'm not familiar with it. Is that why you have so many eyes and things on your outfit?
How fat?
It's native to Haofen. It is silent, nocturnal, cloaked in shadow, and it wears the high moon on its back and each of its wings. Is that what you have on your belt? And my pauldrons. The design is meant to be similar enough to be recognized by potential clients, but abstract enough to deny any correlation.
Definitely.
Smart. That way you get all the advantages without any of the costs. There are always costs. In your line of work, maybe. In everything. Well, anyway, thanks for sharing that. Now I know just what to report to the authorities. You couldn't so much as pick up a quill in time before I'd stop you. Relax, tough guy. I'm just teasing. Though I am hoping this means I get a chance to hire you.
You must.
Did you have a target in mind?
Could be.
Monroe's been awful cranky lately. Speak no more.
Now what?
Ren, I'm kidding. Seriously, please don't kill Monroe.
You're mistaken.
I am also. Really?
Yes.
Who'da thunk?
You really had me fooled. I didn't think you were capable of humor. Humor is the only solace of those who come face to face with death each day. And there it goes. The funny is gone. Laughter has its place.
Definitely.
Well, personally, I think it should have more places. Then perhaps you should be in charge of these things. You know, that's really not such a bad idea. Okay. Ren and Alexa? Alexa? What? Don't tell me you want to arm wrestle again. No, I have a question. Shoot. What did your father do? I know you said it before, but I don't remember. You aren't paying attention, huh? There's a lot on my mind. I bet. Well, then I think I'll have to make you work for it. What do you think my father did?
What do you mean?
You want me to guess? Yeah, you seem to like games anyway.
If you must.
Butcher.
What?
Oh, what makes you say that? You chop up your enemies like meat. I like that. It's wrong, but I like it. Guess again. Maybe blacksmith? Yep. See, you do remember. He ran a smithy in High Ridge, and his forge was always hot. Then Varric's boot all but stamped the flames to embers when he squeezed every sword he could out of my father. Did you apprentice under him?
You got that right.
Sure did. Makes sense. You fight like a blacksmith. What's that supposed to mean? Big, powerful strikes. Ah, yeah, I guess so. Strikes you can see coming from a mile away. Funny, Ren. I'd like to see you a mile away. Maybe two. Yes, I bet you would. Okay. At least he got a little laugh out of that, I suppose. But he does have a point of that. Hey, Scoot. Excuse me? I said scoot. I'm going to be swinging this blade around and I don't want to end up with any friendly casualties. I'll commend you on an excellent goal, but your method of achieving it is rather poorly thought out.
Oh, yeah?
How's that? There are plenty of places where you might go swinging your blade far from anyone without risk of casualties. Maybe, but I picked this one. See this old barrel here? It'll make good target practice. You'll ruin your blade hacking away at something like that? Then I guess I'll just have to sharpen it again. Do you think your stubbornness makes you a better fighter? Depends on what I'm being stubborn about. When it's making sure my enemies stop moving, yeah, I think that helps. Well, allow me to indulge in some unsolicited advice Turning allies into enemies doesn't help you become a better fighter. Is that supposed to scare me, making an enemy of you?
Isn't this great?
It should, but luckily for you, it's a lot harder to do than you might expect. Thank the gods, I was really starting to get spooked. Now are you going to move, or can I get started? Go right ahead. Clearly not off to the right foot there. Elias, who do you wish to talk to? Helena. Elias, you do not look well. You might have phrased that more gently, Helena. And less effectively. I'll never accuse you of wasting breath on pointless chatter. What troubles you? I don't know. I haven't been sleeping as much as I'm used to. We've all been expending a good deal of energy on the road. Is it the staff?
Hold on.
Perhaps you do waste breath now and then, asking questions you know the answers to. Elias, you should not bear these burdens alone. You may confide in me. Images from my probing into the astral spaces. They linger, in my waking hours and in my dreams. The souls, tortured by Akmenos, some almost beyond recognition. They have not left my memory. And I don't just see their suffering, like a beggar you might pass on the street. I feel it, as though their wounds were inflicted upon my own spirit. I suppose that's my gift at work again, isn't it?
That's right.
I believe so. Some gift. That gift will prevent you from ever being capable of the same malice.
Impossible.
And how could Akmenos even be capable of it? I can't begin to fathom.
Not now.
That is because your own soul has not been tortured as his. Without this corruption, his cruelty would in fact be impossible. Then how can we hope to prevail against those so corrupted? Won't they simply go to any lengths necessary to repel us? They will, and that is why hope is absolutely necessary. Without hope, we are resigned to our odds. And as you and I both know, they are slim indeed. I just wish I could stop seeing them, the souls.
See it now?
Elias, do not wish they were absent from your memory. Instead, draw strength from them. We offer Atlan, and perhaps the world, an alternative to their fate. That is a light that must illuminate us as we pass under the shadow. A difficult light to see, then. Try to see it. What other choice do we have? You must, and give it time. Very well. I will try. Thank you, Helena, for your counsel and consolation. Since I've known you, you've had a way of providing it when I needed it most. I'm grateful for that. Perhaps that is a small gift of my own, without a doubt. Okay then, Samara, Bianca. I don't know if I'm going to get another chance to say this, so I need to just get it out. You're freaking me out a little bit. What's going on? Sorry, that wasn't a good start, was it? Let me restart. I like you, a lot. I've tried to come up with smart ways to convey that or hint at it and be subtle, but I just can't. Oh, Bianca, why would it need to be smart? I wanted to show you that I'm making an effort to understand you and your world. You're a princess. I see. I really appreciate that, but I don't see us as living in different worlds.
What now?
Samara, you're a princess. So, everyone acts like I'm bound to some strict ruling and can't do anything that I want. I am free to make my own decisions. I don't need you to give me some big, smart profession of love. You've been here with me through all of this. Helped me through some of my darkest moments. You honestly think I didn't know that there's something between us? I didn't think it needed to be said.
Now what?
So, where do we go from here?
I can work with this.
Come with me back to Oasis when this is all over.
Huh?
But your mother would send me away. I can't imagine being part of the royal family.
I can't help it.
I'm too old to let her dictate my life, Bianca. Besides, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. All I said is for you to come back with me. I wouldn't mind getting a little ahead of ourselves if you wouldn't. Then it's settled. You're coming with me. Life is too short, Bianca. You know that as well as I do after all this.
Who'da thunk?
I think I need a moment. I had no idea how this would go. Did I ever tell you about how Sarah and I used to frolic through the rolling green hills of Oasis? Okay. Interesting. So, yeah, I think the A's are probably the end to all the conversations. Okay. And still having some bugs, aren't we, Finton? Maybe Benji? E? 4? C? No? Okay. Yeah. Seems a little bugged for some reason, but oh well. We will save, for we have finished our conversations. And now, Upgrades. What do we want to do here? Monroe, we could upgrade his Twister to be a little bit better, or his Lightning Strike, or his Shock Hawk. He does need the better accuracy, let's be real. Irving, you really don't need anything. Unless I want to try to get you more damage, but your other axes are already fine with that. We've got Alden's stuff all fully upgraded. And I don't think I have any other stuff with that. Sloane, we could try to upgrade some of her stuff, maybe, like Arcane Blast. Benji doesn't need anything. Unless we want to make him more likely to crit. +5 critical hit. I don't think we need it, though. I mean, he basically one-shots everything but bosses. Ford, there could be an argument made, but nah. Here, Word. We'll upgrade Word. Once at least. Sia. We can upgrade her accuracy. For some reason, she seems less accurate nowadays, so I want to do that for her at least. Maybe a knife so she can also... No, Stiletto has 0 weight. It's fine. Longsword, Saber, Thévenel, Arcane Blast. We might upgrade his Flange. Okay, we could upgrade the Trident and stuff on Rin. I think we upgrade the Javelin, because it doesn't weigh much. And then, upgrade the Fire Rune for sure. There's been several times that's been useful. We won't upgrade it any further because then the weight goes up, and then it's not as good for our purposes of striking twice. I could upgrade Worm Rage. That'd be interesting. I think we might want to upgrade the Verdant Lance, right? Where did Liberty go? Where did I put you? Could upgrade the Sarissa. I'm not sure exactly who I'm taking into this fight yet. Flash Lotus, actually. You know what? Yes. yes, and more. Yes. Yeah, we could upgrade Verdant Tide. It only gains 2 damage, not 4 like I was thinking. But with her Mastery, that should increase in theory. So that's an option. Okay, well let's... No, we can't look at the map first. Let's think about this. We could buy like 3 stat boosters if we wanted to. That's an option. I think what I do is one of those, a couple of you, a couple more of you, and healing. Irving. You could use some corn on the cob. What about everyone else? This is pretty much not the time to do more stat boosts. Unfortunately. I keep on not using the avocado toast. I should have totally used that. Oh well. Anybody else? Anybody else? Nope. Okay. So, let's do some upgrading. We can upgrade Monroe's Energized Bolt. That seems like a no-brainer. And when we come, Death Ray. That's a cool name. I have 1 tier 4 token. I could upgrade Draenir on Irving. We can upgrade the Broadsword on Maeve. That might be worth it. The Uchigatana on Fenton. Upgrade Molten Globe. Alright, Corvin's Push Dagger we can definitely make better, and that's probably worth it. Kaisa's Great Axe, we could try that. Let's make Iris's Conflagration into Devouring Inferno. Lincoln, if we take you, that might be worth it. Okay. I think we actually upgrade Corvin's Push Dagger. And then you know what, Irving, you've gone this whole time being such a good sport. I'm just going to give you Draenir. Okay. Alright, let's save it and prepare for next time, dear viewer. Leave a like if you've enjoyed Dark Deity. Subscribe for more gaming videos. Comment below. on what you think the last battle's going to look like. And I hope you have a great day, dear viewer.